Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I'm your host, MARTEL, here with my co-host, Crystal B. And tonight we're going to be talking about Dababy.
Dababy. I've heard a little bit about Dababy. I don't know a lot, I gotta be honest with you, but I've heard some interesting stories about Dababy. So,
Yeah, apparently this guy has lost his mind. Uh, Cancel culture is like all over him. It's so funny because I had saw a meme. Well, somebody had posted on Facebook like if the LGBTQ community can cancel Dababy, the straight community should be able to cancel Little Nas X.
oh jeez. Oh. I believe is little now, unless I'm wrong, is Little Nas X, is he gay or bisexual? Which one?
I think he's gay. I
Okay.
believe I'm gonna go gay.
Okay.
But yeah. But
Oh.
anywho,
So if one thing doesn't connect something else. And actually I found some interesting stuff out too on the little bit of a TikTok live I did a little while ago before we
oh
came back on.
no, I lost my oh wait, no, here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Um so reportedly the baby was performing at a show called Rolling Loud Music Festival in Miami. And during the performance, he had made some insults towards the gay man and HIV. I'm trying to find this what he said. Um, this is crazy because I just had all this up on my Oh wait, because it's on this one. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so he told the audience members to put up your phone lights, put your phone lights up in the air, basically. Unless they were HIV positive or were gay men who perform sex acts in a parking lot, is what he said. And then he said something about if women's pussy didn't smell like water and some other shit. He said also. So those comments led to the festivals that he had lined up to perform at. All of those were canceled. He has lost endorsement deals and branding deals and stuff also behind these comments. And also the likes of Elton John and Madonna also came for him uh about him. I believe Madonna had called him a sexist, and
Wow.
then he need to educate himself on HIV and AIDS also. They let's see here.
Also, Miley Cyrus offers education to Dababy amid scandal,
I heard
rail
about
against
that.
cancel culture.
Yeah, she was saying that people need to forgive him, and he this is something that he can learn from. He shouldn't be able to be canceled. Um, Madonna said, if you're going to make hateful remarks to the LGBTQ plus community and HIV/AIDS, then you need to know your facts. After decades of hard won scientific research, they are now well, they are now okay. I don't think somebody. They are now life-saving medicines available to children born with HIV, to people who contracted HIV through blood transmission. I mean, drug blood transfusion, dirty needles, or exchange of body fluids. She wrote these new ARVs can keep a person with AIDS alive for the rest of their lives. AIDS is not transmitted by standing next to someone in a crowd, is what Madonna said. Um. Uh. Um. What's his name? Dialupa. Dialupa.
Yeah,
Dua Lupa.
Dua Lipa. Dua
Dua
Lipa.
Lipa. Whatever. I don't know who the.
She,
I don't know who she is.
you do not know who she is. She
I do not.
sings song. She's got a very good song out
Oh
there.
wait, never mind. Yes, I do. Okay, I have to think about
Um,
it. Okay.
Give me a second here. I gotta look the song up before I go say the song.
I
But
I, I remember the song now. It popped in my head. I have to think about it. Um, she said she was surprised and horrified by the baby comments. Demi Lovato, who recently went public with no, we're not gonna read that part. Uh Actually didn't really say what she said. Um, and then the baby wrote, at least I think this is by the baby. Uh I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm like reading off of two different things. I really don't recognize this as a person I work. Oh, I don't know who this work. Was this the Delupa Dialupa? Why can't I never pronounce her name right?
Dua Lipa.
Yeah, Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. She is from
Go
England.
away. Go away, Manorexic. I really don't recognize this as the person I work with. I know my fans. I know my fans know where my heart lies, and that I stand 100% with the LGBTQ community. We need to come together to fight the stigma of ignorance around HIV/AIDS. Music producer and filmmaker Questlove posted on Instagram and updated dream list on who he would love to play. Oh wait, why am I reading that?
I don't know. Maybe that'll be cut out of it. Maybe.
It's not gonna get cut out. Y'all just ignore that I said that. But yeah, so um does he deserve, do you think he deserves to be canceled?
All right. So I'll tell you what. My thoughts are, so sometimes people say the wrong words. I get people that say the wrong, pronouns and other things to me sometimes. Does that mean they need to be canceled out or taken out? Just taken away?
I mean, but that's
By all
different
means.
for coming for a whole community though.
You know what? To me, he did come after all of us. Okay. And this podcast is LGBTQIA plus 2 plus. This is the podcast where, yes, we both, we have a gay host and a transgender,
Where
co-host.
everyone is accepted.
We accept everybody all around the world. We accept all positive, good people. Now, I think he needs to make an apology and not just do it like on social media. I think he needs to make a video, okay, like on TikTok or a clapper or a YouTube video, and tell people.
I think he did put out a statement, but I don't know if the statement was written by him, like genuinely written by him, or his publicist or somebody read it. But it was a statement put out on his website. Apparently, they claim that's from him.
So to me, if someone did it for him, legal, a lawyer, someone else, public relations did it for him, I would hope that they did take his words and not just take some words and then just kind of, put it in their own little plan. To me, I hope not. I don't believe canceling somebody else is a great idea, by all means. I mean,
right.
These young children, and I'm going to say young children, we're talking teenagers, this day and age, want to cancel out old people that are born in the 1900s on TikTok. By all means, does that mean bad parenting? Or does that mean social media is too much of a thing? Now, as for Dababy, again, we're getting off track here. Maybe he needs to just get out there without any legal this and that. Just go there and just say, listen, I am in the wrong. Okay. I need to learn a few things. I need to be educated on some stuff. And if I'm in the wrong, talking about wrong groups or, LGBTQA, HIV, AIDS, stuff like that, then maybe I need to relook at where I want to go.
See, to me, I think that he just showed his true colors. And for one, he's not an ally. He's not a supporter.
No.
And then on top of that, he's a sexist. So to me, it just seems like he just showed his true colors, because if you were a person who really cared about these groups of people, you wouldn't have made this comment in the first place.
I mean, true. I mean, it's a stab right in the front. Say people stabbing the back. This one is literally to the point of where if you have in an LGBTQA community, just think there's over 1 million people in America now. The world, I'm thinking that I believe someone told me, I'd have to look it up again, but I believe it's just under like I think it's around 2.5 or 3 million people, maybe a little more.
But the crazy part is though, is that the people that he insulting is the ones who stream your music. Like, yeah, there are some girls who stream your music, but it's mostly the LGBTQ community who's buying the tickets to your shows. Like I don't think that there's a lot of straight men who really care, or hetero men who care about the baby whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Um so it's mostly the LGBTQ and women who are buying your concert tickets and paying to see you, and those are the ones that you insulting. You're insulting the people who puts food on your table,
Yeah, that's right.
and that's a big no no.
No, that's bad. I mean, there's been some great people out there. I'm
But
just gonna name a few people. Like Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin. Granted, I understand we're a lot younger and they're a lot older, but you
mhm,
know what? Just let's take those two. Okay, now we've had MC Hammer with his Hammer pants of the '90s. Whatever.
yeah,
We're not judging. We're just here saying. They didn't come out with any poor comments, and I guess if either he's gonna take responsibility for their actions, or people are just gonna ignore him. And the biggest thing that any person could do is ignore. If you're a multimillionaire and all of a sudden one person says, I'm ignoring him because of this statement. And all of a
mhm,
sudden that person is, hey, I'm best friends with so and so. Hey, I'm not down with it. They read the same,
exactly.
and it goes from one to a million, billion people. All of a sudden you're like, ooh, no. And he goes from being rich to being the next person working at a store.
Right. And the crazy part is there are some people part of the LGBTQ plus community and women who he basically offended would say, well, I'm still gonna support him because he fine. Like that's not a reason to support
No,
him after he
no.
just insulted
Mm-mm.
everything about you.
I have yet to. I mean, and to me,
Like
at least,
I don't listen to his music. I don't even think I even heard one song of his. So far as
I don't.
whatever happens to him after this, I could pretty much care less. But
No, no, no. To me, I don't. I don't. I have never heard any rapper, hip hopper, or pop, any, like, in that genre. I've heard anybody ever knock. You know. You hear general people in businesses will knock the LGBTQIA or people like that, but you never normally don't hear too many people in a high paying position knock people like that. and,
yeah.
and even this is coming from a person where I work that works up in a higher end level of the business, and he's like, it's just not acceptable. So I'm going to say right there, this is someone that's in the 60s, okay? A person in their 60s. And he
Hmm.
says not acceptable. So, granted, I don't know how old Dababy is, but I got to tell you right now, if a 6-year-old is telling you this is ain't acceptable, I mean, where are you going with it? Where's it going? Really. I I think he's gonna work his way out of the music industry. That's my feeling. That's gonna happen.
True. So I made a post on Facebook and I had some comments from people. So Dewan Davis, he said what he said, motherfuckers making a big deal than it actually was, is what he said. You know me from the internet. Says nothing, he ain't important. Um Maddie Sykes said the Who, which is the same thing I probably would have said because once
Yeah.
again, I don't know any of his music.
Mm-mm.
Um, I mean, I know of him because of course, social media before all this happened and all that stuff. But I know of him. I just don't know his music. Brittany Wilson said, "I feel like he should have kept his comments to himself because it was so unnecessary." Um, Tommy Wilson Jr. said, "That's his opinion. Every pill you won't be able to swallow." Whitney Roberts, she says he's receiving early karma that he brought Tory Lanez out to antagonize Meg and lost everything. God don't ugly. I think she mean that God don't like ugly. Um, Naisha Gray says he was totally out of order and needs to use his status to empower people rather than making jokes and making jokes about serious issues. Okay. Did I read that right? Yeah. Okay. with the way he been throwing that dick around in the industry, he may want to chill and get tested. Ooh.
Ooh, ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. That's some words. That is some words. Let me tell you what, right there.
Yeah, that is some words there.
We're not going to say what I mean. What kind of words? Okay, we're not going to get into details, but is a sharp. That is a sharp word, by all means. I mean, hats off. Seriously, hats off. That
Yeah.
is wow.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
not not that we're complaining, but it's good to have your your thoughts and where you feel us. By all means, I think to me that person alone has a solid statement. I'm standing with them.
I mean,
Standing with them.
maybe he's hiding behind his own sexuality. Somebody was trying to out him, and that was his way in trying to say, "Hey, I'm a serious hetero," just to try to maintain his status, or I'm a hood boy status, or whatever it is that these artists trying to do to hide what's going on behind closed
Yeah,
doors. Who knows?
yeah. To me, you know what? If you're gonna be, um, if you're gonna be against something, then be against them. It's no big deal. But if you're gonna actually be,
A dick.
yeah, you're gonna be mean to people, then just be mean to people by all means. But don't be, just the logical thing is, yeah, don't be mean. Don't be mean. Don't be a dick, or
To
don't be a,
to me, you shouldn't have said something that could have cost you your livelihood.
oh,
That
I
can
would.
cost you your livelihood.
I think it's really bad. By all means, I think to me is that why would you, um, really,
Yeah. So, in other news, breaking news that happened while I was just reading on my Facebook,
oh,
and I posted it on the podcast page. Coming August 20th, after 20 years, Aaliyah's music is finally coming to streaming services after 20 years.
wow,
Uh, so her album One in a Million will be available on Spotify and streaming services starting August 20th, and then her other albums will be released at later dates. But it has been 20 years
wow, holy mackerel,
since her music has been available.
wow,
Um,
another great singer.
yeah. And also Tony Braxton's album Libra will be available October 1st. So all these music that was under Blackground Records,
Mhm.
that kind of faded out, I guess, after Leah passed away, this record label just kind of faded out. And a lot of all the music that was like under that record label basically was probably locked away in some vault and wasn't available for streaming services because of the legal issues that record label was going through. So after all these years, these albums are finally gonna be available for streaming. I believe JoJo's first album will be available for streaming. Um, it was like Tony Braxton's Libra album that came out 16 years ago,
Wow, holy crap, wow.
and now that's gonna be available October 1st. So I'm so excited. I've been waiting for Aaliyah's music to become available. They've been teasing us for the last 2 years, saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and it never came. And now we finally got official dates on when the music is finally hitting streaming services. Also, I got some more news for you all.
What's that?
Aaliyah's I guess it's called postmortem. Is the proper term postmortem?
Yes.
Postmortem album
Mhm.
will be dropping. It's featuring Drake, Chris Brown, and I believe Ti. So this is all unreleased music that Aaliyah had recorded before her passing, and the record label is releasing a full Aaliyah album featuring those three artists that I just named. So far, there's no
Wow.
release date on this music yet,
Sure,
but it's
sure.
coming.
That's that. I mean, it's awesome that they collaborated with her. Aaliyah to me is, to me, a a solid singer. It's too bad she had to leave so soon. I mean, my favorite song from her, to be honest with you, when I was younger, I was like the biggest song I like from Aaliyah was "Try Again." And it,
Yeah,
and,
that was a
and
good
if you
song.
really sometimes music, if you really listen to the words, you really read the lyrics, and she explains, and I'm not going to get into detail because again, it could be in the copyright details there. But you know what? you get yourself in trouble, fall to the ground, get yourself back up, clean yourself off, and then keep going.
Yeah,
You know,
if at first you don't succeed, you get yourself up and try it again.
and that's what you do. And I, to me,
Hopefully I
she's a,
quoted that right.
I believe you did. I believe you did. She was a great singer, a great singer.
uh,
I'm
uh,
glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Singer, entertainer.
Oh,
I appreciate her music so much.
I'm wondering now if any like which day live events, if they're actually going to put those out, available, to be able to maybe see them. She did any like live concerts,
Um,
something like that.
so I don't think she has any concerts because when she had died, I think probably 2 months after her last album, her final album, Aaliyah, was released. So I know because she died right during when the video for Rock the Boat was being made. And I think the album had already been off like maybe a month or so at that time. So she never got a chance to tour for that album. And I think her last album before that was probably I think like the Romeo Must Die soundtrack or the 1 in a Million
Yep.
album,
Mhm.
which is like late '90s. So I don't think there's no like recorded footage of her performing any of these songs unless they have like studio footage of her like in the studio actually recording the songs. But other than that, there's no footage of her performing any of this music.
I wonder though if Aaliyah did. So it's like, I've known some groups over the years or bands that like played like as like kind of like your beginning ones before you get to your headliner.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if there maybe would be some videos out there, maybe of her with maybe Dr. Dre, or maybe Ice Cube, Ice T, or maybe I don't know. You know,
I mean, there are
yeah,
videos of her out like performing like there's of her some of her singles. She's never performed Rock the Boat because Rock the Boat wasn't technically a single when that released. I mean, when the video came out because she died making the video. So there are performances. I think maybe it's a very small few, maybe like 2 or 3 performances of her performing More Than a Woman, which is on her final album. And I don't think there's no performances of We Need a Resolution. So it's mostly performances of like 1 in a Million. Are you that somebody? Are you that somebody? Are you somebody? I think it's the name of the song.
mhm.
Try Again and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of it's performances of her older stuff, but anything from that like the Aaliyah album, her final album, I think it's just that More Than a Woman. Where I think she performed with, like Regis and Kelly or something like that. Or I don't even think it's Regis and Kelly back then. It was Regis something live. Regis and where I think Regis and
Uh,
Kathy live or something like that.
Regis and Kathy Lee, yeah, yeah.
Or yeah, something like
Yep.
that. So it might be from that era. Other than that, there's nothing. So we're gonna say yeah. So like I said, unless somebody had like a camera in the studio while she was recording this music, we won't have any live performances of it. So we just have the music to stream and be able to listen to it, enjoy and love it. As
You
far
know
as
what's
I'm concerned, like how some artists did, like how you can go and like I know Mariah just put one out, like Pay LaBelle, like a lot of the artists back in the day, they used to put out live albums where they go be doing a show and they be the show be recorded and they put an audio version and they will sell it. As far as I'm concerned, Aaliyah has nothing like that.
wow. So she was 22 years old.
Yes, she died, I believe, August 25th, 2001.
That's crazy. So just after, actually, in America we had was 9/11, actually, just actually before 9/11. Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
She died in August, and then 9/11 happened. And right after that, Left Eye, and like that following year, in like I believe April, Left Eye from TLC died.
Yep. Mhm.
So
So all these good performers, just think all those people that you know have done great things. The sad part about it is their life was short. Was cut off
mhm.
too short.
It was crazy. I remember hearing about Luther Vandross passing away, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Like it still don't seem like he's not with us, and I think he's been gone since like 2005.
He's been gone that long?
Yeah, I believe
Wow.
it's been that long, and
Oh my
it
goodness.
is just doesn't seem like it. Like
Wow.
just think it's been like 10 years for like Michael Jackson already. We're approaching 10
Oh.
years for Whitney Houston.
It's you know what, to me it's I would say with Whitney, it's too bad between her and Bobby Brown, again with the drugs and everything like that. It's too bad you start making money and then you start doing some of these, not safe acts to your body because, by all means, you are not bulletproof. You're not proof of anything. If someone's gonna do harm to you, you could die, internally or externally. So, but doing stuff to yourself, it's sad. It's sad.
It's very
It
sad.
is. It is. It is.
It just, I know, just thinking about like, wow, there are so many great entertainers that we have lost young, and it just don't really seem like they're going. Like, I don't know if anybody remember Chester from Lincoln Park.
Oh yeah. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
like he died, I believe, in 2017, 16, or 17 or something like
Yep.
that. So it's just crazy. Like Amy Winehouse.
Oh yeah.
There,
Yeah. She didn't even make. I think she was
I don't even think she made it to
30.
30.
Or
I
she's
think
twenty.
she was like 27 at the most, maybe
Yep.
27, 28.
Yep. Yep.
So we got a lot of people. We need to appreciate our living legends out there. We need to appreciate that we still have Patti LaBelle, and I was about to say Aretha Franklin, but sadly we lost Aretha already.
Recently. Yep.
Um, Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker. We still have Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Gladys Knight. Stevie Wonder is still kicking.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy that we were talking about Stevie Wonder earlier in the podcast, and it's crazy that he's still. I think he's like 87 or 88 years old, something like that.
Hell, we even have Tina Turner still. Like, we need to be happy.
There's some great singers out there. Okay, again, it doesn't matter what genre we're talking about, but there's been some great. And if you ever want to, I always tell everyone, if you know what, you can listen to all the new stuff, but sometimes go back, say, check out the 50s, check out the 60s, check out the 70s. There's some pretty darn good music out there. I always say the 80s, 90s were good too, but check some of those people out. I mean,
hell, we still even have Madonna.
she's in her 60s. She's in her 60s and still
doing
around.
the damn thing. We got Cher. We still got Cher.
Yeah, we got Cher.
She's planning on going back on tour next year. We still have Cher touring. Come on now.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, there's people, they don't look like they age. They don't. I don't get it. Do they just get a lot of sun? Go outside and walk around all the time? I don't know.
It's called money.
Well, that too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They had money.
They have money to get things done. That's true. That's true. No worries. You shouldn't complain about it. It's true. But it's crazy to me that, appreciate the people that are still here. Appreciate the people that decided to go from, like some people, you look at me kind of weird when I say, you know what? I always say, look at Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey started out as a nobody. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's got a TV show. He talks about dating and love, and he even is on what's the game show now?
Feud.
The Family Feud, the Feud, and he is doing such an awesome. I mean, the guy is so phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
We should be very privileged. Really. I mean, gosh, The Price is Right used to have Bob Barker. Johnny Cash used to be on the Night Show. Well, they're gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're not coming back.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down. That's one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs, just because the Undertaker used it as an intro song. But
and look at Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash doesn't have her own either. There's another one. Even John Wayne. John Wayne, you talk about a Western.
Baby, let's get high. John Wayne. Oh, sorry.
All those people that were up, and some people may not know this stuff. But the nice part about it is we educate the people, say, hey, go look at this. Go do a search on this. Wherever search box you use, wherever you are around the world,
mm-hmm.
Go check it out. Because you might find something you're like, oh, wow, that's cool,
And the thing that really bothers me right now, that a lot of people be like, For like a lot of the older artists, they're like, oh well, they lip sync a lot of their high notes. They do this, they do that. I said, do you think that at 50, 60, and 70, sometimes 80 years old, that they're going to sound like they did back when they were 18, 19, and
No,
20? Their
no,
voices do not work like that no more. They're not going
no,
to sound like that no
no.
more. It's not going to go up that high no more. We need to appreciate what they can still do and go there and watch the show and still enjoy it. Now, one person, although they've been talking about freeing her, one person show I probably would never pay to see is Britney Spears.
You know,
Nothing about her show is live. Now, I cannot give her credit. At least some of these older artists who go out here and perform, some artists who go out here and perform, period, they might use a backing track or might lip sync to some parts of the song or use it for certain high notes because their voice just isn't there that night or whatever. I can accept that, like, you just still trying to give a good show and your voice isn't there. I can totally accept that.
oh yeah,
But when you're lip syncing your whole entire show, I cannot support you. I will
oh,
not pay to see you. Like, it was that one time where she was like, I think she was overseas performing
hmm?
and her microphone, so some her microphone got caught up in her costume. So like her mouthpiece of her microphone was back here. So she's doing like this with her microphone. I mean, with that back there, but you don't hear a sound, but her voice is coming off the speakers very clear. But you can see her going like this, trying to get her microphone freed. I'm like, I can't, I just can't. I can't. I will not pay to see somebody lip sync their way through a whole entire show. I
And that's
can't.
not, and you know, I even saw like actually a band from the 70s. I saw ZZ Top that was at Summerfest like in like the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't remember one of the band members, he just passed away recently. Again, appreciate those people. And this is true, Martel's right. If they're 50 plus 60, 70 years old, you know, give them credit that they're still willing to go on tour. My gosh, the Rolling Stones look like ancient people, okay? And they're still touring, once not as much, but just think, those guys have been rock and rolled themselves all the way around the world.
They're like 100 years old and still getting out on that stage and do. Well, didn't they play at what is now known as American Family Field a few years ago?
Yes, correct. Yes, they actually
Yeah,
played it. Yep, they did. Yep, they actually played it, which was Miller Park at the time. Yep,
yeah.
and and to me, I mean, they had a solo concert. It was like 2016, 17, something like that. They had a solo concert, sold out the whole stadium.
Actually, it's more. It's more than that
Oh, was it
because
really?
I believe Miller Park, American Family Field can hold about 40 something thousand people. And if you add in a concert and you add in like they put seats like down on a
Oh,
baseball
well,
field,
yeah,
it can
yeah.
hold 60 to 70,000 people.
So they probably had that thing maxed out and then some,
Yeah,
probably.
it's about probably at most they could have probably about had about 80,000 people there.
Wow. I mean, that's like, I mean, 80,000 people. That's like a population of a large city. You know,
Yeah.
just think in one stadium, you had that many people in a stadium. That's crazy. But you know
Now
what?
imagine if somebody did a show at Lambeau Field.
And like Kenny Chesney's done one. I mean, I've seen a few. Like I think Kenny
Yeah,
Chesney.
but imagine a Lambeau Field with just a regular football game holds 81,000 people.
So, and
So
I don't know how they set it up, but I know it's the same way though, like you explained with
yeah,
you
they
know,
put seats down on the
yep,
field. So then, like I said, so if they somebody hosts a show at Lambeau Field, they can have close to like 100,000 people, depending on how they have their staging set up and how many seats they put down on the floor.
just think that's like a section of Milwaukee, 120,000 population inside a stadium.
Yeah, because I think Milwaukee's population is like 595,000 or something like
Okay,
that.
sure. So it's like a section. That's what I said. It's not like the
Yeah,
complete, but it's that is a lot. I mean, holy mollies, And now, I heard now recently, someone told me now this was at work recently. The people that don't want to go to the concerts, say you had your COVID vaccine and COVID shots. I mean,
mhm.
and by the way, we should talk about more, but we always say that please, by all means, get that COVID shot to
Get
keep.
your goddamn vaccines, people. I'm tired of having to wear this damn mask. Go get your damn vaccine so we can get back to motherfucking normal. Because I'm tired of having to wear these damn masks. I'm tired of having to wear a mask 8 hours a day at work. I'm tired, damn it. I'm tired.
You're
Stop
just
fighting.
tired.
Just get the damn vaccine, people.
You're tired. You're tired of being tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of being tired. That's what he is.
I'm
That's what he
I'm
said.
I'm tired of this virus going around. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of having to talk about it on the podcast because you just have to talk about it because it's just what's going on in life right now. I'm sick of the pandemic. I'm sick of it all.
That's it. We're just gonna we're gonna cancel culture. What does cancel culture? This epidemic calls that. So let's cancel
Right.
it.
We need to cancel the virus. That's what we need to do.
That's
Go
what we
get
need
the
to do.
damn
Yeah, right.
vaccine.
We're gonna worry about other people doing shit wrong. We're just gonna cancel out that's it. Just cancel out. No idea. No, but look at the situation as back to like you said, how the population of stadiums. Yes, we have these two big stadiums. Okay, now there's a lot of our small stadiums. Okay, that probably pay like there's one in Oshkosh that is an indoor stadium for the Wisconsin Herd, which is like
Oh, you the D League.
the D League. Thank you. So he explained to me what it is. I don't follow basketball enough, but real quick, we'll just say this hashtag Bucks at 6. So there we go. We'll just go ahead and say that right away. So just in case we want to know where we're at.
The 2021 2022 NBA champions come next year.
Just so everyone knows where we're coming from.
Bucks and 6 is June of next year. Bucks and 6.
There we go. Another one we go. And we're working on the Brewers. The Brewers are actually in first in the National League. So way to go, Brewers. Brew Crew, congratulations. Keep it up. Keep that 500 plus, keep it up there. That ranking up there. We need it.
Now we in the fucking Packers.
And then we get the Packers if Rodgers decides to do something, I guess. I don't know.
If he stopped being a dick and asking for so much money. That's one thing. Did we ever talk about that on the podcast?
No, we have not. No. Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's go.
Okay,
let's talk about Rodgers.
Okay, because a lot of people keep on saying like, oh, well, the Packers let go of so many good players over the years and da 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 da. I said, well, like once again, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't asking for 90 to 100 fucking $1 million a year, then maybe we can afford those players. You can't have that kind of contract and then still expect for them to pay for star players. Like, no, you're going to be the only star player, and then you're going to have these crappy players, and you need to make it work because you don't ask for all this money to stay on the team. And then you mad at us because now we can't afford to keep the people that you want to have on the team because you asking for so much money. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No. You need to be you need to be flexible. Okay. You need to be flexible with it and be like, hey, listen, we need this, or we need to do this, but if you want star players, say you want, again, I don't recall any, I remember players from the 90s, like say like Brett Favre when he was a quarterback for the Packers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We got, just before Donald Driver, we had Leroy Butler. Okay.
And Reggie White.
And we had, there's probably more in there we're missing out, and Donald Driver kind of came in towards the late 90s, kind of
Mm-hmm.
Double D came in, but by all means, you know what? These Favre, White, all these guys are willing to take a sacrifice on their contract, their current contract, to bring more good people in.
Exactly.
They were like, hey, I got to take a $3,000 cut so we can get this new person in here that can be a defensive end, receiver, whatever it is, lineman, whatever it is, punter, kicker, yeah, by all means.
Exactly.
Let's do that. Not just, hey, I need to make 100,000 million. I don't care 100,000. I don't care what we get for players, low class.
Yeah. You can't expect to have a championship team without championship players.
And it's completely agreed. You need to take the brunt of it to say, if you're the leader, you're the quarterback, you're the leader of this group. Okay.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Take some of your money and say, listen, I'm going to give 15 grand back to the company, to say, listen, go find me some good receivers, some good defensive people, whatever else, find me some people that are going to not, so I don't get, ran over or squashed or,
right.
Whatever else, so, whatever else, what it is. but yes, take your money and put it back and say, let's go get a third round or fourth round draft pick from whatever. Texas is trading so and so for so and so, or or Florida is doing it, whatever, or
But
Maryland
and
is
then
whatever.
also having star player doesn't necessarily mean you don't win, because look at the LA Lakers right now. They have LeBron James. They have Carmelo Anthony now. They trying to. I believe they have Russell Westbrook now. I don't know if Anthony Davis is still on the team, but like you have all these star players on one team doesn't mean that you're going to have a winning team, because eventually egos are going to butt heads.
Oh yeah. But look at this. Look at Giovanni, and I'm probably missing a bunch of the bunch of everyone that was part of the Bucks. Now look at they're just your standard basketball players, standard class basketball players. They're not multi-billionaires. They don't have their own contracts for now. They probably do for shoes and clothes and everything else, Nike and Adidas and
Only one who has the shoe contract, I believe, is Giannis.
okay. So just think now all of a sudden they're up there with, they haven't made 4 or 5 years, but just think they're made that level to where LeBron James, where you got Jordan.
They're known now.
Yeah, so you went from being down here and all of a sudden you're up there.
But one of the people I have respected, a lot of people kind of didn't respect him before the playoffs. But one of the people I really respected the most on that team was Pat Connaughton, because he came to Milwaukee and he literally has treated this place like home. He like literally had a whole gym, like recreational place where kids can go. He actually had the whole place remodeled for kids to go. He buys real estate in the city of Milwaukee and rents it out to people. He invests his money here in the city that where he plays in, and that's why I've had so much respect for Pat Connaughton. Even before the playoffs, when he first came to the Bucks, and I finally saw him play for the first time, like not only when he played, I fell in love with him then, but when I started seeing the stuff that he was doing within the community, they made me respect him, love him even more as a person than than an NBA player. So, Pat Connaughton is one of those people I really respect.
And to me, you know what? That is awesome. We definitely need to actually meet this guy someday. We definitely need to meet this.
Oh my god, that is my goal. Like,
if we could actually,
I don't even really care about meeting the rest of the team. Like, I want to meet Pat Connaughton.
You know what? And maybe someday we'll be able to it. And Sam Cast every day will tell you we will be there. We will be there. We get to meet him, and we will hopefully get a little interview with him. Maybe if we only get 15 minutes. But
if I get 15 minutes, that'd be a dream.
We're gonna, like I said, we're trying to push our limits with what we have and what we're available to do, and so that's a possibility, by all means. But I would love to meet Pat, learn more about him. I can't talk again, I'm tied, and that'd be so awesome.
It's a little late. We normally don't record this late. No. We had some hiccups and stuff. So
yeah. But you know what though? I think if we were actually going to have an interview with him, I would actually buy a Bucks hat and actually ask him to sign. Seriously. And I would wear it once in a while, not all the time, but once in a while, I'd be like, you know what? This thing's legit. Like, Lily, I got this thing signed. Like,
yeah. One thing that kept pissing me off when people were talking about him, like, oh, he can't shoot threes, and like me personally, I know that Pat Connaughton, when it comes to that 3-point line, it's something that he's still working on. I can tell he's not as consistent, but when he cannot make contact threes consistently, I know that. But when he's wide open and he's hot, I know that three is going to get knocked down. Mm-hmm. And like people kept, when I was watching the game with somebody, I was sitting at home watching the game that night, and it was talking about him missing them threes and they were contact threes. I'm like, just give him a minute and let him get open, and he'll be all right. And then as soon as I said that, he was able to pull that ball up on an open three and knocked it down. I said, told you.
Done.
Yeah. I mean, I respect the man.
Oh, I completely, and to me, if, he started, and I'd be interested in his, how he started out, how did he start out to get where he got to go? By all means. And Pat, if you're listening to this and you actually hear us, hear our podcast, by all means, please reach out to us. We would love to have you as, interview you. It would be great to, this is what I look at as you go through life and you get to meet people. Okay. And some people get to be famous. We're working on it. I'm not gonna say we're super famous, but we're working on it. But just think, someday you could go back 30, 40 years from now and be like, you know what? I got this signed so-and-so hat, jersey, shirt, whatever it is, pair of socks, whatever it is. And you'd be like, hey, by the way, yes, I guess we got to shake his or her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I get to be part of that. That's a big deal. You can even get a picture with them, with and put it up on your wall and be like, yep, here's the apparel, here's the picture. Literally, I don't know how else to tell you, but that right there, it may not be worth money to the general public, but to you as a person, even myself, it'd be worth billions of dollars. Because
what? That moment for me will be priceless.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to figure out why is this technology not working for me right now?
Oh, what's wrong?
Okay, let's see. So apparently he played in high school, he played at St. John's Preparatory School. So he's from Massachusetts.
Oh, that's okay. So he's from out east, from Mass.
And I didn't know he was 28 years old.
Oh wow. To be at 28 and have now a world championship. I mean, I'm guessing they have rings like they do like for baseball and football.
Yeah, so I think they get their, I don't know if they have the rings yet. I believe they have the ring presentation on the first home game of the season, of the next season.
Gotcha.
Is when they be presented with the game. When they lift the banner up in Pfizer Forum. It's coming the next season. But yeah,
So,
I'm gonna make that a personal goal. My personal goal is gonna be to meet Pat Connaughton.
That'd be awesome. I would love to join you in that, just to even shake his hand, say hi to him, by all means. It doesn't mean it's how old you are. You could be 16, 18, he's 28. Yeah. You could be 40, 50 years old and get something,
Because my goal is to use this podcast to do what he has done for this city. So if I could take some of the money that I hopefully this podcast leads to me being doing it, buy property in the city and invest for a place for youth to have somewhere to go after school, because it's a lot of neighborhoods don't have boys and girls clubs. Oh, wow. And then some neighborhoods who do have like recreational stuff for kids, they have to pay for it and they can afford it. So I would love to be able to help out some of those places where they can have somewhere to go and be able to buy homes and make affordable rent for people. Like if I'm rich off of doing this podcast, why do I need to be charging people, $12,000 a month for rent when I have all this money? Like, come on. I can create affordable rent for the community. I can help build up the city. And I want to be like Pat Connaughton and do that.
You know what? When we're going to get there. You know what? Same Cast Every Day podcast. We're going to get there. We will. And someday we will be able to donate to, the metro area and be able to help those people out, because, you're right. There is people in rough neighborhoods. I mean, I've seen a documentary once about Chicago and how certain areas, how they had all these, playgrounds and restaurants and stores, and all of a sudden they just kept on kind of drying up, which means they closed up. Mm-hmm. Why did they? They said they were in bad neighborhoods. Again, you can classify a good bad neighborhood by how things look, whatever. Call how you see it.
I classify neighborhood being bad based on the violence within the area.
And that would be true, by all means. I would never see anyone in a bad area or in a violent area.
Because there could be an area where the houses look run down, but it's actually a good area of the city.
Yeah, and to me, I think that'd be awesome to have, like, even a playground. A playground, playground. You can get, like, basketball court. I don't know if you want to get a put a roller skating rink outside or whatever. Make it so it's like accessible so they can do sports, outdoor activities, go have fun. I think everybody in the metro area should be able to have that luxury, not just certain parts of the city or certain subdivisions of the city or other cities or other kind of, parts of the city. I think the whole, I agree with you, we're working on it. It's a process.
Because I remember my dad took me to Argyle Gardens in Chicago, and it was one of the worst places I've probably been in my whole entire life, and probably would never go back there. Argyle Gardens kind of look like what, I don't know if you know what West Lawn is or something like that. It's like low income apartments.
Probably
So it kind of looks like, it don't look like how it do now, but like the older buildings like Hillside. It kind of looked like Hillside, how Hillside looks now. Mm-hmm. And we were there, like the apartment was small and there was like stuff everywhere. But I remember me and my brother, we went out to the playground to play, and I guess probably a couple of days before we got there, somebody had set the park on fire. So a lot of the park was like that, like the little tunnels and stuff that you crawl through and stuff like was melted through. So I'm like, it was just like a very messed up area. And then like you just a kid trying to play, and I'm probably about 6, 7 at the most at this time. Mm-hmm. And so we're just trying to play, and you got kids coming up to us trying to represent gangs and stuff, asking us what gang we're part of. It's just how do you live like that? I'm so happy I wasn't raised in that kind of environment.
It's great. I mean, granted, I believe there's a movie called The Barbershop. I think it's called
The Barbershop.
I believe it's called. Yeah, I believe Ice Cube.
Oh, the movie Barbershop, yeah.
The movie, yeah. Yep. And it's funny how, I've seen the movie, and it's funny how it's interesting how they're in inner city Chicago, which actually is true. They're actually they take the whole thing. It's all inner city. And it's funny how you watch these kids, it's interesting how, you would see it's kind of like, it's like 2 boys, 2 girls or whatever it is. It's funny how these people always try to recruit the boys, but the girls just always, they're, too busy or this and that. But it's funny that, why do you be part of this, this, group of us? Why can't you just have fun? If you're 6, 8, 10 years old, you just want to go to the park and have fun, by all means, really. And if that kind of violence is in that area, maybe the best thing to do is find out where that's coming from.
That is true.
Find out, not just, I'm not just saying pick on everybody. I'm not saying that. Find out where those are, because there's probably kids out there, okay,
but
that want to go have fun.
I think a lot of violence, especially when it comes to like younger kids, like teenagers, and ones that's out here doing stuff, I think a lot of that violence comes from single parent home, like mom or dad, whichever one is a single parent. It is possible for a single dad, people.
It is. Mm-hmm.
But they're working probably 2 jobs. They're probably at work. They probably leave one job and go to the other. So when that kid is basically alone until mom or dad come home at night, which is about 10, 11 o'clock at night. And by that time, mom and dad is tired. So they in bed. So by at that age, they're probably making their own dinners. They're pretty much watching themselves. They're taking care of themselves. So they out here in the streets doing whatever because there's no supervision at home because it's a single parent household. So if mom is at work all day from 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night to make sure they have a roof over their head, there's no one home with the kid.
And it's very sad to hear that, that the kid chooses to go outside that door instead of where the parent may not have all that time, but if the kid
doesn't know what the kid is doing half the time because they're not there.
No, and they can't educate the kid on what they shouldn't be doing or who you should and shouldn't be hanging out with, because they're trying to pay bills and trying to keep, a roof over their house, get food, and we've talked about this before, even in the state of Wisconsin. I mean, at $25,000 a year, which is literally a little over $400 a week. Okay. Now, if that parent is going and working 2 jobs, okay, and say they're making, just say they're making $800, I'm just going to take a guess, okay, might only be $600 or $700, okay, a week. All right, that might be just enough to cover bills and expenses without maybe buying some clothes for the kid or kids, maybe buying something nice
with
for themselves.
Chicago, $600. That's gonna cover rent only, if that.
But then again, you could be in some parts where it's very expensive,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's it. I mean, I ran into some people, I say peddlers, try to be nice about it. When I was in Chicago, asking me for change, and I'm like, I don't carry change. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't do that.
I had a whole spiel that I was gonna wait till we record next time about panhandlers.
Oh, we'll talk
So
about next time.
yeah,
We'll talk about next.
yeah, because I got a whole tangent to go on about them.
But
So,
as we talk about stuff, these are little snippets that you hear. You pay attention. It's like movies. Sometimes we'll give away little things. This is like a movie. They give you those little Easter eggs, as they call them. So we do that too here. We'll sometimes give an Easter egg out and be like, hey.
yeah. So we don't want to keep going on for too long because it's late and us old people got to go to work tomorrow. Yes, I just call myself old. Have to be at work tomorrow at the crack of dawn. Because now when I wake up for work, the sun is barely up now. It'd be coming up, but it'd be looking still kind of dark when I get up now for work. Especially since fall is hitting now. I'm gonna hate that because it seems like I'm gonna be about it when I go to work now. It's gonna be dark when daylight savings hit again. When I go to work, it's gonna be dark, and when I come home, it's gonna be getting dark. So I'm not gonna see any daylight.
One good thing though, Martel will say that he won't complain about is that at least once he actually flies out to me out in November, is that at least he'll be able to wear shorts when it's 60 plus degrees outside.
Oh no, it's colder over there than it is here.
Oh, is it really?
They're right on the ocean.
So it's colder? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think is that the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean? It's one of them two oceans they said, but I think it's the Atlantic Ocean.
I think Atlantic Ocean, I think what it is.
Yeah, I believe Baltimore sit right on the Atlantic Ocean.
I think so.
So it's gonna be colder there.
So
I know like New York is colder than us too. So.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, because they sit right on the ocean too. Then they surrounded by all that water. So yeah.
And we'll be near the Chesapeake Bay. That's where we're gonna be near. So yeah, well. Yeah. Everyone's like, you ready for Krabby Patties? I'm like, this is not SpongeBob. By all means, we are not rolling out SpongeBob, people. This is not SpongeBob or whatever they want to have, crab legs. I don't know. I don't know. I think to me, when I'm out there, because it does have some kind of English terms, like they have a city called Nottingham. And they have a city named Essex, so maybe do the, maybe I'll try out the fish and chips, the English fish and chips.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's not that.
Nope.
Which is literally fish in America.
No.
So in England, actually, is chips, but I believe unless my listeners correct me, the ones here actually you get French fries.
No.
No, not for you. No
Nope.
fish sticks at all.
I don't eat no fish, no shellfish.
No. That's good. No, we don't do that. But we do eat Japanese food, though. I will say that.
Oh my God, we need to go there this weekend.
So.
Oh no, you're gonna be busy. Never mind.
No, I won't. No, not this weekend.
I need to try to scrape up some money if I can go because I am poor this week.
Welcome to the club, man. Join the club. So this has been another episode of Same Cast, Different Day with the man, Mr. Martel Rowland. And what are all social media? Where are all social media links at, Martel?
You can find me on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok. I think that's all of them. And Martel Rowland. And then don't forget to head over to direct.me/Martel Rowland to get the links to all the what's what I'm thinking of social media links.
And by all means, don't forget to check out direct.me/Same Cast Different Day podcast to keep up with us and all our crazy antics we're doing, by all means, Crystal B is keeping us up to. I'm the one keeping us up on that stuff, so keeping everyone up there to speed. All the crazy antics and after stuff we're doing, dances, trying out different foods, stuff like that, all that crazy stuff. You can check me out. I'm the co-host, Crystal B. You can check me out at the old school Snapchat. And
the Snapchat for old people. I still say Snapchat is for old people.
DJ Care Bear 131. You can check me out on TikTok at Miss Care Bear WI, and our long-term social media app we all use is Facebook. So don't forget, check us out on Facebook too. Same Cast Different Day podcast on Facebook all the time. Make sure you check us all out. If you wish to check out what I'm doing, what's going on with me, don't forget to make sure to check out direct.me/Martel Roland. He did say that. Check and see what's going on in his life in the big metro area. You can check out me at direct.me/CareBear131, and you can also find out what's going on the countryside of life. So we have the city band and the countryside of life. So whichever's going on. I thought you were gonna sing after that.
No.
He had nothing.
Nothing.
But you can check me out. And by the way, I do have a fundraiser through GoFundMe. So if you guys would like to wish to check it out, by all means, please check it out, share it. If you wish to donate, we do, again, thank you for all your proceeds. And if I do actually have more than enough money, the donations, I will actually forward that on towards possibly other equipment, and we will find a place in the Milwaukee metro area where we can actually donate some money. So if I don't need all the money, we'll find somewhere we can actually donate some of that money out. So some of that will, hopefully, if I don't use what I'm going to need, maybe we can actually get it out there and maybe, put our name out there with the same Cast Different Day logo on it. So it's coming. Just get ready. You see those stickers. Someday we're going to get them out there.
Thank you all for streaming this episode of Same Cast Different Day podcast, and thank you to all of you who are going to be watching the video version of this on YouTube coming soon. Still working on that. Hopefully I had those videos out for you soon. It'll probably be during our little break before we start season 4. So yeah, be looking out for those videos. And this has been an official But Fun production. Thank you for tuning in to Same Cast Different Day podcast.